A royal feast, goblets of wine shimmering under candlelight, lavish dishes adorning the grand table. And then, suddenly, a king collapses. His body convulses, his face turns pale. Just hours later, the throne belongs to another. Can you believe it? Something as simple as a mushroom, growing abundantly in the wild, something you might carelessly step on during a walk, has been a silent assassin, altering the course of history. Today, we unravel the deadliest mushroom-related murders in history, from the assassination of a Roman emperor, to a mass hysteria that led to brutal witch trials, and even modern-day cases of mushroom poisoning used as a murder weapon. In 54 AD, Emperor Claudius, the ruler of the mighty Roman Empire, was assassinated at his own banquet with his favorite dish, mushrooms. According to ancient historians Tacitus and Suetonius, he was poisoned, allegedly under the orders of his wife, Agrippina, who sought to secure the throne for her son, Nero. Claudius, once dismissed as weak and incompetent due to his physical disabilities and speech impediment, defied all expectations after ascending to the throne. Far from being a mere puppet, he proved to be a shrewd and capable ruler. Under his reign, the Roman Empire expanded significantly, most notably with the successful conquest of Britain in 43 AD. Claudius also reformed the Roman legal system, introducing more structured and transparent judicial practices, while strengthening the empire's administrative framework. His policies aimed to integrate conquered territories more effectively and ensure stability within the empire. Some historians suggest that, had Claudius lived longer, he might have sidelined Agrippina's influence and secured the succession for his biological son, Britannicus, instead of Nero. This could have led Rome down a path of continued expansion and political stability. However, his sudden death not only shattered that possibility but also cleared the way for Nero's rise to power, a reign that would soon be marked by tyranny, extravagance, and the infamous Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD. So, an empire was plunged into darkness, all because of a single mushroom. (1692), Salem, Massachusetts. The air is thick with fear. One by one, young girls begin screaming, convulsing, speaking in tongues. They claim to see witches lurking in the shadows, casting spells, tormenting their souls. Panic spreads like wildfire. Neighbors turn against neighbors. The town demands justice. Soon, over 200 people are accused of witchcraft, and 20 are executed. But what if I told you that there was never any witchcraft? That the people of Salem were not cursed, but rather poisoned? Modern researchers believe that what happened in Salem may have been caused by a tiny, unassuming fungus called Claviceps purpurea, or ergot. This fungus infects rye and produces chemicals similar to LSD. It can cause hallucinations, paranoia, muscle spasms, and seizures, exactly the symptoms the bewitched girls experienced. Think about it. The Salem witch trials weren't about magic at all. They were about bread. Contaminated rye bread, eaten unknowingly, led to mass hysteria, wrongful executions, and one of history's most infamous witch hunts. History is full of royal assassinations, daggers in the dark, goblets of poisoned wine. But what about mushrooms? Could a meal be deadly enough to bring down kings? In 1587, Francesco I de' Medici, the Grand Duke of Tuscany, sat down to dinner. Hours later, both he and his wife were dead. The official cause? A sudden illness. The real cause? Possibly poisoned mushrooms. Rumors swirled that the couple had been poisoned with deadly fungi, an elegant, undetectable way to get rid of a ruler. But here's where it gets strange. His brother, who became the next ruler, refused an autopsy and burned all medical records. Was this a cover-up? A coup? A murder disguised as an accident? You might think these mushroom assassinations are a thing of the past. Think again. The famous author of The Horse Whisperer nearly died after accidentally eating Cortinarius rubellus, one of the most toxic mushrooms in Europe. He suffered permanent kidney damage and had to undergo a kidney transplant to survive. On July 29, 2023, what was meant to be a warm family lunch in Leongatha, Victoria, Australia, turned into tragedy when 3 people died and 1 person was left in critical condition after the meal. The lunch featured a dish of beef Wellington, prepared by Aaron Patterson, the host of the gathering. The guests included Dawn and Gail Patterson, Aaron's former parents-in-law, along with Heather Wilkinson, Gail's sister, and Ian Wilkinson, Heather's husband. A few hours after the meal, all 4 guests began experiencing severe symptoms of poisoning, resulting in the deaths of Dawn, Gail, and Heather in the following days. Ian Wilkinson survived, but required a liver transplant and underwent an extended hospital stay. Authorities launched an investigation to determine the cause of the poisoning. During the inquiry, Amanita phalloides, commonly known as the death cap mushroom, emerged as a potential source of the toxin. Aaron Patterson, who did not fall ill after the meal, stated that she had purchased the mushrooms from a local Asian grocery store and used a food dehydrator to prepare the dish. She later admitted to discarding the dehydrator, fearing it might implicate her. At present, no official conclusion has been made regarding the cause of the incident, and no legal responsibility has been established. The police continue to investigate the origin of the mushrooms and the food preparation process. Aaron Patterson has denied any wrongdoing and expressed deep sorrow over the tragedy involving her former in-laws. The incident has raised awareness about the dangers of wild mushrooms, particularly the death cap mushroom, one of the most lethal fungi worldwide. Even a small amount can cause severe liver damage and death if not treated promptly. From the assassination of emperors to the paranoia of the Salem witch trials, from royal murders to modern-day crimes, mushrooms have been at the center of some of the darkest moments in history. How many other deaths might have been caused by fungi, hidden under the guise of natural causes? How many history books have overlooked the role of these silent killers? What do you think? Could you ever tell a deadly mushroom from a harmless one? And if you found a mysterious mushroom in the wild, would you take a bite? Let us know in the comments.